Someone who worked at the World Bank recently categorized two kinds of approaches to projects there. One was made by searchers, he said, and the other by planners. The searchers work from experience, and the planners work from an idea. And he said more of the projects of the planners failed than those of the searchers in his idea. And he gave an example of one of the projects that failed because the planners had been trying to teach agricultural techniques to people who, as he said, didn't think of themselves as farmers. So I was trying to think of how this fits into art, and obviously it's clear that the searchers are the ones that I've often talked to you about, who love to use materials and see what happens in the studio and move from that experience. But then we have another group of artists like Saul LeWitt, who says that all the planning is done beforehand and the execution is a perfunctory affair. And John Cage, who worked very rigorously with chance operations in order to compose his work. And Marcus Raitz is another example, the one I'd like to speak a little more about today, because his work is actually composed of subject matter, but it's very well planned. The piece I'm going to show you is called Flourish, and Raitz did it just a couple of weeks after the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center. He's a Swiss artist. He was in this country at the time. And the image that he used, the flourish, which you see right here in this work, is from an 18th century book called Tristram Shandy by Lawrence Sterne. And in that book, this image represents freedom. So now that you know that story, I think maybe the work takes on an extra poignancy or an extra strength. But in fact, a lot of people have looked at that work and loved that work, been touched by it, bought it even, who didn't know the story. Raitz himself has said that he uses the subject matter only for himself. He doesn't feel that it's important for other people. And it's a way for him to get into the work. Finally, in thinking about this, I think that there are no real searchers that are pure searchers. There are no real planners that are pure planners. Everybody's a mixture, and some lean a little more to one side and some lean a little more to the other side. But what really counts is what Raitz did, which is execute it absolutely beautifully. In art, as in life, what really matters is, I think, the execution, not the characterization of your approach to it.